It was good. We're competing. I think we're all just getting our legs under us. Second day, obviously, a little sore after day one, but just like Coach just said, it's going to go back and forth every day, and we compete, but it's all about respect and getting better on both sides. So we shake it up, and it's always great competing against some of the best guys on offense in football, so it's just going to make us both better.
A lot of new pieces on defense.
Mm-hmm.
How has it felt to acclimate with all those new guys?
It's been great. Just a lot of great personalities. It feels like we've kind of been together for longer than we have. Me and Khalil, I feel like we're definitely going to have a close bond by the end of this year. We kind of are together all practice, talking football the whole time. We have complementary styles, I think. We rush quite differently, so we could both learn a lot from each other. And obviously all the guys inside, it's a big addition to add.
When you Khalil specifically, when you do have such different styles, how do you go about learning from him to take apart things when you do rush?
Yeah, I think sometimes those are the best people you can learn from, because it's a different feel, and they see things that you don't see. They use technique that maybe you haven't learned or haven't used before. So at the end of the day, we both do similar things here and there, but we definitely have different styles, and we've just been practicing and learning from each other. I try to teach him and the young guys as much as I can, but at the same time, I just try to watch him and learn what I can just from watching him.
Have you two done I know you said there were no tears from the weekend as you were trying to change film.
Yeah. Not yet. We're gonna pop on. I think we're planning to watch my brother's sacks today. We're gonna watch like somebody's sacks every day and then break it down a little bit. We haven't watched too much film together yet, but it's just the beginning, so we're gonna have plenty of time to dive into all that. Can't see. Yeah.
Your own contract situation a couple of years ago. Austin Derwin has one now.
Mm-hmm.
One, what's it like to have him out here still kind of going through Walker? But two, any words of advice for Derwin, or are you a sounding board?
Yeah, nothing I'm gonna say right now, but I've been talking to him on the side, obviously, and he's, I think, doing the right thing. He obviously deserves whatever he's gonna get. He puts in 100% every single day, so he's just making the best decision for him right now. But the fact that he's out here coaching the guys, fully involved, 100% locked in every day, it obviously means a lot to all of us, and I'm sure the coaches see it and really appreciate it. But he's obviously one of the best, if not the best, at his position in the whole league. So I think he's gonna get what he deserves. He should.
What has to happen to sort of bring this group together? Maybe try to avoid some of the
Yeah.
things that started last season when people were learning the system.
I don't know. I think we just need to keep on this track. I think we're doing great. The guys are really smart that we brought in. It's they're picking up the scheme quick. Jay and Giff are obviously doing a really good job coaching them. And yeah, I think we've had a good start. It all started at OTAs, and like I said, I feel like we're already a tighter group than it feels like we've been together longer than we actually have. So yeah, I think if we just stay on this track, we'll be looking good come week 1.
How much do you think it helps that some of the veterans are coming?
Yeah.
Have played in this defense?
Yeah, I think that's a major part in why it's not going to be a huge acclimation period for everybody. When you bring in guys with experience like that, they know how it is. They come, they learn quick. Khalil and Kyle's with the middle linebackers right now, but he's back and forth with the edge. So having a guy like Khalil and Kyle, both vets, I felt like I was the vet last year, which is weird. I had Kyler with me, but it's nice to have some older guys to lean and to lean on. But yeah, I think that's a big factor in why we're feeling close and why they're picking it up really quick, is because they're veterans. Obviously, played on a Super Bowl team last year. They know what it takes to win. So it's great additions all around.
I was just going to ask about having guys on the defense in particular move
Mm-hmm.
to the Super Bowl. I mean, is that when Sebastian gets his ring and stuff?
Yeah.
Troy, do you guys talk about that?
I asked Sebastian yesterday about the ceremony. We haven't really gone into much details. It's not like a weird feeling or anything like, oh, you were with the enemy or whatever. But yeah, I think it's a benefit and a positive for us having guys that have gone the distance. I mean, these seasons are really long. They know what it takes to make it through and win the big game. So, and the fact that they'd go from there to here means a lot. That they obviously see that there's the same opportunity here to go and win.
Joey, obviously, depth is crucial over the course of a long season.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling about some of the young guys that you have in the edge rusher group, whether it's Chris or Jamal?
Yeah, Chris, Jamal, Ty. We got Carlo in recently. I think they're all working hard. We got E obviously coming back. I think is his 4th year now. We're going to need those guys to step up with Murray out with the surgery for a while and Kyle going to middle linebacker. We're definitely going to need this. He's not a string bean anymore. He's an asparagus stock now. I gave him a couple pounds. But, yeah, I think he's doing well. He's out of his head a little bit from his first year. He's gained some size, some strength, and I think he's going to be a big part of our defense, and we're going to need him to.
Anything else? Thanks, Joey.
Thanks, guys.
Good morning.
How's your offseason?
Good. It was real good. You guys get some time off? Good.
Coach, how much of a part do you plan on including, I'm sorry, 89, what's the
Oh, DP.
Park, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. How much do you plan to involve him more into the offense?
I think quite a bit. I think he's, obviously he's got great size and receiving skills, and he's a better blocker than I ever would have thought. It's a good thing about our tight end room. I think all, at least the guys that are, 1, 2, 3 in the depth chart right now, they're all, good to adequate to good blockers and adequate to good receivers. So it's nice when you have, tight ends that can serve both those roles. And, he's a guy that I think, can do a lot more than maybe we did last year. The hard part is you've got, a lot of players you want to get the ball to, but, I think his ability to go up and catch the ball, high point it, his height, size differential, something that we really want to tap into.
Is there anything that stood out the last 2 days? From your
With just overall?
Yeah, overall.
It's still so early. We're just kind of installing the plays and running. We haven't even hit any third downs yet. So, I think the guys are locked in. I think today we had a few alignment errors that we need to get cleaned up. But I think the guys are in shape and locked in and ready to go. So, still early, no pads, but, we're looking forward to, keep looking at and evaluating.
Joey, from a year ago till now, with Josh Palmer, what kind of growth have you seen? How much farther ahead have you seen now?
He's a guy that jumped out early to us. But I think he keeps getting better and more confident. I think, especially your first year as the offense gets installed and there's a volume aspect that can be overwhelming to a rookie. And I think that part is, he's through that hurdle so that he can really just go out and play fast. And, he looked really good yesterday. I watched the film today, but he's a guy that, another guy, we keep saying this, that I think we can get involved more.
Josh, that Giants game that he started last year when Keenan was out.
Yeah.
How important do you think that was for his development? Because from that game on over the last 4 games of the season, when he had most of his.
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think it helps his confidence. It opens our eyes a little bit. Seeing him doing it. In a real NFL game, knowing what he's capable of. So, I think it built a lot of confidence all the way around.
And a couple pretty important position battles for you on offense. I want to get your thoughts on those.
Sure.
With right tackle.
Yeah.
You asked Brandon about it yesterday, but with Trey and Storm, for you, what's gonna decide that position battle as far as who's your
Yeah, I think consistency. Guys that you can count on playing and play out. I think Storm's just going to get better, and I think when Trey, kind of like Josh, when Trey went in and played last year, built some confidence, I think, in him and us having confidence in him. So it's, you nailed it. That's going to be a very important one. And, right now, again, we're out here in just helmets, so it's, we're not getting as much information as we'll start getting in a few days when we put the pads on, and then the preseason games will be real important. But I think it's, I think we're going to end up being a lot better there regardless of who wins that position, and I think we're going to feel real good about the depth as well. So,
the second running back spot.
Yeah.
Austin, something you were searching for.
Yep.
Last year, obviously drafted Isaiah. You have Larry, you have Joshua. Like, how's that going to get decided?
I think the same way. They're again, we're out here. They're not really getting hit and breaking tackles, so it's too early really to know anything yet. But as these pads go on, I think the preseason games will be real important, because even when we put the pads on, they're not getting tackled to the ground. And so, I expect to see growth from Larry. Again, mentally, just being more reliable from that perspective. Be excited to see Isaiah get going. Obviously we felt good about him as a prospect, and so see how he transitions. And then Josh, we know a little bit more about, and it's another guy that we feel good. So, that'll be very important to see who rises and kind of wins that 2 spot.
Are you expecting it to be like one guy's going to distance himself and can't take that job, or do you think it'll be fluid over the course of the season? Obviously,
Yeah, I think injuries are obviously going to be a big factor. I mean, I think the good thing is we know that there's a floor with all those guys that's not bad, if that makes sense. And so, I think we feel confidence certainly in the 3 guys that we know a little bit better, and Isaiah, I'm sure, will develop confidence. But you're hoping someone kind of separates themselves where you feel real good about them. Maybe all 3 are playing real good where you feel good about them, and so time will tell. And but it's you've hit the 2 positions that we're really keeping a close eye on.
With Isaiah perhaps figuring into the picture, what are you looking at for Austin Eckler? Is he going to run the ball less? Is he going to catch more? What do you?
No, I don't think I'm not expecting any kind of dip in usage with him, but like any running back, unless you're 250 pounds, sometimes there's a pitch count on those guys, and so he's not someone that you want to lose halfway through the season because you overused him. And so just being smart, with how many times he's getting hit every game is something that you have to keep an eye on, and so we're going to count on those other guys to pick up the slack when he's not in there.
Touched on the tight ends generally, but with Trey McKitty specifically, obviously last year he was still dealing with that knee thing early on in the season. You sort of phased him in. What sort of jump are you expecting to take specifically as a pass catcher?
I think time will tell. Again, I'm not complaining, but there are so many guys that are capable, and every time you're trying to work someone else a little bit more into the offense, you're taking touches away from Mike and Keenan and Austin, and he's more than capable to do it. We'll just see how he works in the progression, but still expect him to keep growing as a blocker. A little healthier at the start of the season. Hopefully that helps him. But, I would expect him to get more touches this year, but, we'll see how it all plays out.
It's not like you mainly brought him in as a blocking tight end, but he did get a couple of receptions
Sure.
last year, which he really didn't show much in college, too. How much of that was a positive?
Good. Like I said, he's definitely not a throwaway as a receiver. You have some of these blocking tight ends that you'd really rather not use them at all as a receiver. They're almost just like an extra offensive lineman, and he's definitely not that. And so, if he's a guy that's in there all the time in the run game, he's going to have to go run routes when we do play action at times. And like I said, he's more than capable of doing that. So.
A couple fullbacks.
Yeah.
Cam, Gabe, and Xander.
Yep.
Xander in the draft.
Yes.
I assume only one of those guys will end up on the roster. But just, special teams is going to be crucial for both.
Yeah.
From an offensive standpoint, what's that battle going to be like to you? What's going to stand out?
Yeah, I think you said it. I think special teams will be huge. Again, a big part of that position is physicality. Xander was, more like a tailback in college, so see how he takes on that role. He certainly looks the part. And then just, protection. Sometimes as we get in third and longer, you kind of bring in a bigger body to do some of the pass protecting for you. We've done that in the past where you bring a fullback in, to block some of the third down protections and see how those guys can do that role. So there's a number of factors that come into it. Yeah. So you're in shotgun instead of having Austin in there because you know that there's a lot of blitzes that are coming, and this guy might have to block a 250-pound linebacker. At times you put a bigger body in there if they're able to mentally figure out who to block, and we'll give those guys an opportunity to figure that out. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. A lot of it is figuring out exactly what these guys are good at. Like, is this guy going to be able to run ISO and block a will linebacker? Maybe that's not what he's strong at. Maybe we put a tight end to do that role, but this guy will work some of the sifting roles, and Xander's a pretty good athlete, and Gabe did a good job last year catching the ball, and so all those things come in, and you kind of figure out what you got and can I use it. Maybe he's not the traditional fullback, but I wouldn't be surprised if Xander in the preseason gets some runs, and you line him up as a one back and see what he does there. So I think there's a discovery process that'll happen with him, and Gabe keep developing, and we'll see how that falls out. So a lot of, it's early to say right now because we don't have the information, but we're going to keep putting those guys in the situations and evaluate it as we go.
As an offensive coordinator, what's it like going against, a defense with Khalil and Joey, especially with this division and pass rush?
Yeah, definitely you have to, have protection at the forefront of your mind. Understand your matchups, understand who needs help. Where you turn in the center, who's going to get a chip, all those things. It probably takes up more of our time than your average fan would think. The protection plan is as important as anything we do every week. Because keeping the quarterback upright and healthy and confident is, number one priority. So it's going to be a challenge. Luckily, these guys are pros, so we won't get hit in practice. And I think it'll be great for the development of our tackles and our tight ends to have to block those guys, because it's going to be an all-day affair when you come out here versus those guys. So, and I think it'll help us get ready for, the monsters we're going to have to block come season. So, I hate that we have to face those guys during the season, but I'm glad that we're getting good training and training camp, getting ready for them.
Good. Thanks, Coach.
Sure thing. Thanks, guys.
Keenan Allen for you.
Hello. Good.
Year 10.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
Like year one?
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Just feels good, man. Running around, not hurting, feeling young. I'm 30, so the game slowed down. Just having fun.
Going up against some of these new secondary players, how's it been first 2 days? Bryce, obviously, how you played basketball.
Yeah.
How's that been?
It's great. First 2 days in the books, it's been tough. It's been tough already. Defense already looking like 360 team. They kicked our ass today, which is good, which is a good thing. And, hopefully we can just, keep building on it.
What's it been like with the offense this year? Is it more second nature than last year where you guys were still kind of learning the plays in the huddle?
Yeah, I think so. Just get more comfortable, understanding what Lombardi likes to call, understand why he calls it, understand where we need to be, and then Justin obviously being more comfortable.
I'm asking this question in the context of Josh Palmer. As a young receiver in this league, what's the biggest adjustment, or you can think back now, it has been 10 years, when you first got here, like just kind of adjusting to the NFL,
Yeah.
what that was about, what was maybe the biggest hurdle?
I think just angles, timing, and understanding your quarterback. College, I had my brother, so I didn't have to adjust a lot. I already knew what he liked, I already knew where he wanted me to be and stuff like that. And then come up here and I had Phil, a whole different type of game you had to play. So you just kind of got to be in tune to what the quarterback likes, what the offensive coordinator likes, where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there, and the angles that you have to take to get to those spots. Oh yeah, definitely. That's always been like that though. Once you have that mindset, and kind of that Heinz Ward mindset of tearing them up the head off on the run plays, that'll help you get in there on the pass plays too. So. Yeah, I think so. He's definitely polished. He was polished last year, but now he's coming in and understanding, more ways to do moves, more ways to get open on routes, and he just keep learning. Keep learning along the way.
Any conversations with Derwin just about his contract negotiations? Obviously, you've been through 2 of them.
Yeah. No, not really. I'm pretty sure they'll get that handled. That's a guy that we definitely need. He's the heart of the defense, heart of the team, pretty much, and I'm pretty sure they'll get that done.
Anything else? Thanks,
When you look back to your first year as a rookie up to year 10, how much has your mindset changed as you approach this upcoming season?
I think just understanding the game, understanding I don't have to do too much. Just try to get in shape. Like I said, I don't have to do too much. Try not to get injured. Try to last. They added another game, and hopefully, with the right way we play this game, we'll be in the playoffs. So definitely trying to be ready for that.
How would you describe the energy out there, seeing the fans and all the new additions on defense?
It's great. The fans has been, loud, doing a hell of a job of keeping the energy up, and the new defense, like I said, they kicked our ass today. So it's going to be tough for us to get things moving, just because they have so many pieces. They're competing so much over there on defense. It's tough. So, we'll find a way. I haven't actually went against them. I've been in the slot. They like to label me a slot guy now, so it's pretty bad, actually.
One-on-ones, though.
Yeah, one-on-ones. You'll see. We'll see.
Day 2.
Yeah, day two.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
No questions about your batting record this year?
No. That's it for the podium today, everybody. Thank you.